Hey everyone, Scott here from Classic Elite, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of an unboxing and a setup tutorial for the Motorola Orbit. This was sent to us by Hubble, the company that made the software that gets this thing to run. It's a wire-free indoor-outdoor Wi-Fi camera with built-in memory. So yeah, I'll show you what's inside and a little bit of how to set it up. I guess up front I should tell you that I'm not recommending this product in any way at all. I have had nothing but frustration, and it hasn't worked very well at all, to the point where it's pretty much unusable. It feels a lot like an alpha build of a product instead of something that is ready for retail. So if you want, in a week or two after doing some more testing, I will have a full review with a list of all of the issues that I've had. But up front, I'm just going to show you what's in the box and also a setup guide. So let's get started. Okay, and with any good YouTube unboxing, I am going to just read the packaging claims to you. First, let's start off with this has a Wi-Fi card, or this is Wi-Fi enabled with an SD card in it, so it stores your backups locally. It comes with an 8 gig SD card. I'm not sure what you can expand it up to, but the video files seem to be relatively small, so there should be plenty of storage there for you. This is IP66 waterproof according to the box. I would absolutely trust this in the rain. The way that the rubber is designed and the covering, I don't think that it would be an issue at all. And then here it says up to 3 months of battery life, which sounds awesome, but there's no way that's true. When I've had the device on, it drains substantially fast in just a couple of days. Now that is with some heavy traffic trying to test it, turn it on and off, but I did have the device off completely for a couple of days because the application was getting annoying with its alerts, and I'll get to that in my full review. But I lost a significant amount of battery life while the device was powered down. It went from somewhere in the 90s to somewhere in the 40s, which is pretty unacceptable for a device that is wireless that you're going to need to have outside. Another thing is this thing takes forever to charge, so if it drains in a couple of days in light traffic and then I need to take a full day to recharge it, that's a lot of downtime that I think is pretty unacceptable for this device. But also here on the box you can see, I'll bring it up a little closer for you, this has the device itself in the box. This right here is a little magnetic mount, which is cool. The 8 gig card, and then a charging stand. I'm not sure how well these little graphics will come out on the video, but in person they look fine. I like the packaging. This displays the item very well. It's very attractive. The plastic casing does pretty well. It was damaged in shipping a bit to me, but there wasn't any box. This was put in a bag and sent to me, and it held up pretty well. So I'm actually quite impressed with the packaging, and again, it is very attractive. Alright, let's open this up and see what's actually inside. The first thing is you have a cool background here. It's just nice marketing stuff. It looks quite attractive. The camera just pulls out in a box. So let me go ahead and put that to the side, and everything is contained in here. One interesting thing is the device is actually screwed to the box, and this mounting point is a point of frustration for me. It's a weird design. But then you can see everything has a little false base here, and that's everything as far as the charging dock. Here's the magnetic mount, which is pretty cool, and a quick start guide. All right, and here is the camera itself. You can see there's some speakers here, and there's microphones in it, so that's good. There's a wide-angle lens, so you have a really good viewing area. There's a sensor to detect motion detection, and then also there is a plastic shell over the back of the device, and here is a charging port, which I dislike a lot, and then the mounting screw as well. So this back plate is a little tough for me to take off, so I'm going to pause here. I'm going to take it off and then show you a little bit about what's underneath it. Okay, so I have this pretty much ready to come off. It does slide off, but it can get a little awkward for me. Now here is the main part of the actual device on the back. The rubber feels excellent. I do like the hardware for the most part in this. There's a couple of design choices I don't care for, but for the most part, it's got nice weight to it. It feels like quality materials. You can see here, let's see if I can get it in the light well. There is an on and off button here, a pairing button because it's Bluetooth enabled with your phone. I believe it's Bluetooth. And then also there's a reset button if you need to clear out settings and maybe transfer this to a different account or something like that. Now, one of the nice things is this rubber flap. It's a great design. There's a ton of rubber to go and plug up the SD card slot that's here, and also a USB port. Now, the USB port is really a head scratcher for me. One, the device did not come with a micro USB cable, but also it doesn't seem to transfer data. I've plugged it into 2 different PCs, and the PC does not see the device at all. It only seems to be delivering power, which is okay because this is a much better charging solution than the bottom plates, but it's really annoying if you have to constantly remove that SD card in order to see your footage. But nonetheless, because of the design of it feels like a silicone flap. Because of this design, I really don't think any water will be able to get into here. So those ports should be absolutely safe. And here's a look at the charging dock. There's some things that I don't like about this from a design perspective. You may be able to notice that there's a little bit of scuff plastic here. There used to be a nipple there, but it just came off. It did help guide the camera to fit on the charging station the right way, but it's off now. It was very weak. I have no idea why it busted off, but it did. Also, there is a second little nipple back here, so that'll help line things up for you. So maybe it felt a little bit like overkill to have 2 there anyways. Here are the charging pads. You make sure that this has contact with the bottom of the camera. And then there's a screw to mount this to charge it. That's bizarre to me. There should be a mechanical retention option to try to screw this on to this device for charging. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's a very bizarre design choice and something that I would personally avoid. This also doesn't charge it very fast at all. So I don't see any reason to use this over maybe a spare USB cable you'd have lying around. Okay, and here is the mounting bracket, and it's just magnetic based. You can mount the screw and then just kind of slip this on, so that should work fine. Now, since it's just based on magnets, you just clip the camera to it and it should stay in place. And that should give you a lot of control as far as what position you'd like the camera to be in. However, you may have seen me just fumble it there. I'm not sure this is quite strong enough. If it doesn't move, it should stay in place, especially if it's for an indoor camera. But outdoors in the elements, I'm a little concerned that the magnet might not hold. Since it is well constructed, I do think it could take a decent size fall. But if I were to have this underneath my gutters, for example, to get a good look at my front door and garage, I'm a little concerned I would come home and see the unit just missing. Not because it was stolen, but because it just fell off. I could be wrong, and that's what's going to be covered in my review, but I am a little concerned with how easily this can come off. Now the device, you can hear it, it's got a pretty strong magnet. It sticks to this metal table pretty well, but I'm not sure it'll hold up through the elements, but we shall see. All right, let's take a look at how to set up the device. I will be using an Android phone for this, so I got this app through the Google Play Store. There's also a link in the description, not in the description, but in the manual. You can use a QR code to get to the correct app. But I am going to show you something at the end of the video that is very concerning about just the app in general, not even using it. Just finding the right one has been tough. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look. I did power on the device. So I will press and hold the pair button. And sometimes it's very delayed, but it'll say ready to pair when it's ready to pair. So hold it in for like 5 seconds, I think. And then release. Ready for pairing. Okay, so ready for pairing. Let me unlock my phone. And now I'll press the plus button to add a camera. I'm using an Orbit camera, and that's the first option here. Let's go ahead and select that. Hit next because I'm in pairing mode. It is currently looking to detect the camera. It says it can take a minute or so. This may or may not work. I did have to go through this a couple of times before it finally found the camera. But you heard it said ready to pair. The lights are flashing on the camera that says it's in a pairing state. But so far it's not finding the camera. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Found again. It found it. So I'll go ahead and click on the camera itself. And it says that it's been detected and successfully paired. So now I can connect it to Wi-Fi. So I will do that here and come right back. Okay, I'm back. I have entered my Wi-Fi password. So it is making sure that my camera's up to date and everything. So let's just see how long this takes. I don't think I had a typo on my Wi-Fi password, but I guess we will see. Since this is a setup, I'm okay with it waiting a while. I have noticed that since I've had this now for a couple of weeks, the camera has had two major updates. When I first turned it on, okay, well, it told me that it failed and I need to set it up again. So, well, I guess I will try that, and I don't know. I guess we'll maybe try to catch that on camera again and hope that it works this next time. All right, yeah, I guess we'll see. Be right back. Okay, and we're back with take 2 of the device. You can see it's not in pairing mode because there's no green light alternating with the flashing. It's just on. So I'll go ahead and hit pair. Hold it in until it says it's okay.
Ready for pairing.
Okay, so it's ready for pairing. So I'm going to grab my phone, go ahead and hit add. I am using an Orbit, so we'll go ahead and click Orbit. You can see it's asking me for next. It's going to look for my camera. So let me show you. It is in pairing mode, and you can tell because now the lights are alternating back and forth. This can take a minute. As you saw in the clip right before this, it eventually found the camera. And what's going to happen is once it finds the camera, I'm going to click on it. It's going to ask me to enter my Wi-Fi stuff. So I will be breaking away, and then as soon as I enter my Wi-Fi password, I will be right back and show you live how long it takes from there. So it found the camera, so I'm going to select the camera. And now it is going to give me the Wi-Fi stuff. Let me see if that's the next thing. Okay, so it said it's been detected, and it's got my camera ID and all of that. So now I'm going to hit next, find my Wi-Fi, and then we'll see. I'm just going to pan away for that. Okay. Just entering my password, and now we're back into the setup phase. The last take I tried to do this, it failed here. So I guess we shall see if I can get this to work. I did have it paired. I can promise that I did get it paired, but for some reason oh, it gave me pairing success. Great. So it now says that I can set a name for this camera. So I can do home monitoring outdoor, home monitoring indoor, monitoring my pet, or I can hit other and do a customized thing. Now I would really like to test this outdoor, so I'm going to name this home monitoring outdoor. And then I'm going to hit continue, and it says that there's some motion sensitivity options. I'm going to leave it as default so I can be notified if something is moved. Next, it's going to let me launch the camera. Okay, you can see here I have a battery reading. It says that it's got 72% battery left. I have 7.12 gigs out of 7.39 available. There are currently no items captured, but let's see if I can go live. Okay, it's going live. We're in the room here with me. Oh, so I'm getting a little bit of feedback because of the camera, but it worked. So, all right, we're heading in the right direction. Now, really curiously, the battery already dropped to 70%, just flipping it on and off. So I don't know if maybe it's just bad timing and I was right there at the cusp of going down a percentage, if the app is just slow at reading, or if the thing really drains that fast. I'm not sure. It could be a combination of all of those as well. But you can see the setup of the device is actually quite easy. It only took me 2 tries and it worked, and the prompts were pretty straightforward. So let's get into my main issue when it comes to the device. So let's go ahead and launch the App Store. Here's Google Play. So I'm going to type in now Hubble. So I type in Hubble, and if you look, the first result is Hubble for Motorola monitors. This feels like a Motorola monitor, and that logo right there is the same logo on the box. This is the wrong app. I don't understand why, but it is. So you either need to use a QR code scanner to find the correct application, or you need to type in Hubble Home. And here's my big issue with Hubble Home. Oops, I hit Hubble. So if I hit Hubble Home, maybe because I already have the application, it'll recognize it. But that logo looks nothing like the logo on the box. And it is, well, I'm starting to get notifications already. It's installed, so it should be okay. But why no one would possibly think that's the correct application to use instead of the one that says Motorola and Hubble on the box. So I don't know. I guess that's it for the setup and the unboxing. You've seen everything that came with the device. I've talked about the hardware a bit, and I will be doing a full review. But again, as of this recording, I would not recommend this device. If you are interested in hearing more of my commentary about things, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and our podcast. And anyways, yeah, thanks a lot for listening.